Primetime Guitar viewers, it's Adam Shea with Primetime Guitars. Today I'm going to be doing my first installment in a series I like to call Shred Poisoning. In this, I'm basically just going to go through my favorite shred techniques, alternate picking, sweep picking, economy, string skipping, basically anything that would fall under that category of shredding. Today for the first lesson, it's going to be some sweep picking revolving around Pachelbel's Canon in D. Pretty popular song, most people know it, and hopefully after this you'll be able to be shredding at weddings. Yeah, let's hop right into it. Alright, for the first part of this, we're going to take a good look at our right hand. I found that to be the more difficult between the two hands for me when I was first getting into sweep picking. To do so, we're going to learn one shape really quick. It's going to be the D major arpeggio. It is 17 on the high E, 14 on the same string, 15 on the B string, 14 on the G string, 15 back on the B string, 14 high E, and 17 again. Alright, so that shape is alright, and just slow for reference. Alright, so with that shape, now we can take a good look at the right hand and what's going on there. Let me scooch forward a little bit. Alright, so basically I found that strict following of this movement is what's really going to help you through sweep picking. It's kind of like a machine. Once it gets going, I guess occasionally it breaks down, but generally works pretty well, very organized, things of that nature. So hopping right into it, we're going to take that shape, pinky right on the 17th fret. We're going to start this with a down pick, and then a pull off onto the 14th. Alright, and then we're going to have an upstroke on the 15th of the B string, down to the 14th fret, we're going to do a down pick. Alright, so that was always the tricky part for me, was switching the direction right there. I feel like that's probably the tough part for a lot of people. But yeah, definitely something to note and make sure you're watching out for. Alright, from there, we're going to go another down pick on the 15th of the B string, and then still a down motion on the 14th fret, and then, alright, so far we have, and then after the down on the 14th fret, we're going to do an up stroke on the 17th. Alright, so the upstroke on the 17th is basically the phrase starting over again. I know the first time it did start with a down pick. It's a little more awkward to start with an up pick, for me anyways. I know a few people that, I haven't heard many people thinking that it's easy to start with an up pick, but I mean, if it works for you, you're more than free. It's not a rule. But for the sake of this, it does start with a down, but then when we repeat it, it's an upstroke for the first one, but then it follows with the pull off. So that would be upstroke to pull off, then upstroke on the B string, and then down for the next three. Alright, so hopefully that is a good enough look at the actual mechanics. From there, we are going to check out the left hand and the pattern to the pocket bell sound. Alright, on to the second part, the left hand part of this lesson. Hopefully the right hand was a good look at it. The mechanics of that are definitely important. I think, like I mentioned, that was possibly the hardest part for me, was getting that down and fluent. But let's just hop into the other hand. Hopefully, with the knowledge of what goes on with the right hand, this will come easy. If not easier, it'll at least be a little more fun to practice because it's a phrase or chords or something musical instead of just sitting around practicing one shape. It gets repetitive, boring. We've all been there, but it happens. Regardless, let's hop right in. So the cool thing about sweep picking in this lesson and basically most cases is that the shapes and the hand, the right hand, basically stay the same. The right hand, in this case, does stay the same for both of our shapes. We're going to have a major and a minor. But the picking pattern that we just went through earlier does not change for either one. So that one is going to get to be as fluent as you can get it throughout this whole lesson. And the only thing difference between the chord shapes here is we've got the major and the minor. It's just one note difference. We'll get to it, or I'll explain it more when we get to it. But once you get down, or once you get sweep picking down, I find it pretty user friendly. It is definitely tough to get to that point where you would think that. Some days I don't think that myself, but conceptually, it's pretty easy. My spiel aside, we'll hop right in. So we are going to start with the D major that I just showed you, which is the 17, pull off to 14, 15, 14 on the G string, 15 on the B, 14 on the high E string, and 17 on the high E as well. Alright, so with that refreshed, I'd like to point out I'm feeling all of these in eighth note triplets. So if I hit my handy dandy little metronome, alright, so everything's going to be like that. And I also have them in kind of an interesting phrase. I'll show you that really quick. Alright, it might sound a little odd to stop there. Basically, I have it like that because there's a couple more notes that I do in an extended part of the pattern that would actually be in the next episode of this. I think by doing it like this, it will also, not only will it lead to something else next week, but it will also help, it'll like give you a little extra thinking time between sliding between your next chord. It's I did write this so it's a little bit all over the neck. It goes from here to here, but we'll get into it. That's just the way I wanted to do this. I think it'll help, and it'll make next week's lesson even cooler. But so with that knowledge, we have the initial D major. Alright, so from there we're going to go to the A major shape, which is going to be the 12th fret with your pinky, pull off to the 9, 10 on the B string, 9 on the G string, 10 on the B, 9 on the E, and 12 on the E. Oops, sorry. Alright. From there, we're going to head to our first minor shape, or first minor chord in this, rather. We're going to go to the 14th fret, down pick, and then pull off with your, pull off to the 10th fret, followed by the 12th fret on the B, 11th fret on the G, back to the 12th fret on the B, 10th fret on the E, high E, back to the 14th fret. That one is going to give us our B minor shape, or B minor chord rather, the minor shape. So what we have so far Alright, from there we're going to go down to the 9th fret. We're going to have our pinky there, and we're going to have, this is going to be the minor shape, it's going to be an F sharp minor. So for this minor shape, something to kind of look for, it has 3 frets in between your 2 fingers, the one that's pulling off. Alright, that's kind of just a little thing I use to help me. But so this is going to be the minor shape again, so I'll go over it one more time. So it's 9, pull off to 5, 7 on the B string, 6 on the G string, 7 on the B string, 5 on the E string, and 9 on the high E string. Alright, so far we have sorry. Alright, from there we're going to go up to the, it's going to be a G major chord. So that's going to be on, your pinky's going to be on 10. Alright, and kind of like I mentioned with the last one, how the minor shape has 3 frets in between it, your major shape is going to have 2 frets in between your fingers. So in this case, if we have our pinky on the D on the 10th fret, there's going to be 2 frets in between. Alright, so that's going to be the major shape again. Alright, and then we're going to slide down to the 5th fret with your pinky, or your pinky on the 5th fret, and we're going to do that major shape again. Alright, remember 2 frets in between. Alright, from there we're going to slide up back to where we just were, for the G shape. For reference, that is 10th fret with your pinky, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 10. And then after that, we're going to move up to the A, which we've already done, and that is the 12th fret with your pinky on the 12th fret. Alright, and that's the whole phrase. I'll run through it a couple times. So it's D, A, B minor, F sharp minor, G major, down to this D major an octave lower than the one we're used to. Alright, back up to the G. Alright, and then slide up to the A. Alright, so together now, that is going to be I'll scooch back. I think I might have been a little bit out of the camera, but alright, and that's pretty much the breakdown for it. Definitely watch out for your right hand, left hand. Pretty much every part of this is a little bit tricky, but just remember that I'm feeling it in eighth note triplets. So once again, I'll turn on my metronome for reference. So that would be, oh, sorry, my bad. Alright, hopefully that helps or gives you some insight onto sweep picking. There will definitely be a second part to this. I have not different, but an extended sweep patterns of that. They'll go in nicely. Like I said, it'll make more sense of the kind of how it stops. I won't say awkward, but it kind of stops where you think it would go on. It should be cool. It sounds cooler. It's got you sliding around more. It's kind of fancy, I'd like to say. But yeah, thanks for checking this out. You can find us, Primetime Guitars, on Facebook at Primetime Guitars. And definitely give us a subscribe. We're in the beginning stages, but we're trying to get out a lot of videos and a lot of interesting content. And yeah, feel free to message us with any questions, concerns, suggestions. Definitely taking some suggestions for techniques you want to hear, songs you want to hear, basically anything. So yeah, just get a hold of us. And for Primetime Guitars, Madam Shea, thank you.